Everyone, welcome to my Iron Fist Season 2 review. Who am I? I am, of course, King Kansas. Guys, I'm here to give you guys my non-spoiler Season 2 review of Iron Fist on Netflix. It dropped September 7th. I managed to watch all 10 episodes, and you know what? Let's do this damn thing. So pretty much, guys, the key players of Season 2 are, of course, Joy, Ward, Misty from Luke Cage, Davos, Colleen, Danny, this psycho girl, let's call her, well, I think her name is Walker. I think that's what they call her. And of course the Triads, different kind of gangs and fashions and all that, factions, sorry, in this one. But those are the key players. So if I had to break down each, I guess, character's relevance in the season, here it is. I'm going to do my best not to do so and ruin it for you, but to tell you what the hell's going on. So basically, guys, Joy from last season, this season, she wants revenge against Danny and, of course, Ward, who kept her out of the dark of her father being around and alive. So she's kind of a little angry. We find her here working with or conspiring with Davos. Who the hell's Davos? Davos, guys, is basically, I guess, Danny's old friend from way back when he was I guess, training or fighting against each other to acquire the Iron Fist, to, wield it, power and whatever. Apparently, he didn't succeed, so he kind of seems a little bit angry, vindictive, pissed off at Danny. So he's back in the city to, I'm thinking, reclaim the Iron Fist from Danny one way or another. And he finds Joy somewhere, somehow, and the two work together to conspire. So anyways, and then this is the other part. There's this crazy variable woman slash player in this whole thing. Her name is Walker. She's kind of like a Punisher that's totally off her rocker. She has dual personalities. She could be good at one point. Certain triggers set her off, like water and all this crap. It's pretty cool. At the first I was kind of wondering who the hell is this chick, but apparently she plays a big factor in all this, guys. Trust me. She's, we find out later, it's not a spoiler alert, that she is working for someone, and who that someone is very close to Danny. So I'll just leave it at that, okay? Ward is totally lost personally. He's going to these 8 meetings. He's trying to mend his relationship with his sister, who doesn't want to have anything to do with them. He's trying to find himself. He's an alcoholic. He drinks. He basically meets up with someone, his sponsor there, and shit goes down. Let's just say that. That's where I'm going to leave it. I don't want to tell you too much. His story continues throughout. He's very supportive of Danny in this season. In the first season, you know that he was totally against getting him. Thinks, was this guy coming back, take my position, and all that fun stuff. He does a complete 360, let's just say that. But he's really in Danny's corner in this one. Now we get into an interesting person, someone who's very close to the Iron Fist Danny, is Colleen. In this season, they're very close. They're living with each other. Their relationship has moved further along. She has decided, because of what happened in the Defenders, because Misty lost her arm, that she's not going to get involved in any of Danny's street fights and his whatever he wants to protect in the city. She doesn't want to train anybody. She wants to keep clean, keep away from the trouble, and put down her sword. But what happens? Something stirs up the pot for her. She comes across this mystery box that has some sort of seal on the outside that kind of directly relates to her and her past. So that kind of sets her off on her mission, which is excellent. It's a very interesting storyline with her, let's say, and she becomes a very crucial part of season 2, especially the last, I would say, 3 episodes of the season. It's only 10 episodes this season, which is good because anything longer will prolong it and kind of make it very boring, you know? For the most part, guys, the season 2 storyline takes place, I would say, in Chinatown. Let's just say that. But anyways, I'm jumping the gun. Misty, I just mentioned, she's involved. She shows up out of the blue doing some investigating, looking for the two of them. Wants them to stay out of her business because they're ruining her investigation of the Triads and all that. So that's how she gets involved. And then she comes to end up partnering with Colleen, talking to her, fight scenes, phenomenal, looking for those 3 tattooists. I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Danny, of course, he's taken upon himself to defend the city from evil any threats because of what happened to Matt Murdock. We don't know if he survived. Is he dead? So he's kind of taken on the mantle of the Iron Fist to use his powers to kind of clean up the streets, especially in Chinatown where he's from, near the dojo. That's pretty much it there. He keeps to himself. He's trying to figure out still who he is, trying to master his powers. There's stuff that's brewing inside of him. He recants some of his past, especially with Davos showing up. He's wondering what's going on with Joy. You name it, the works. He's trying to find a real purpose, guys, or find his way in this season. So anyways, if I had to sum up anything for you guys without ruining it, basically, if you have to watch anything of season 2, not to say the first 6 or 7 episodes weren't good, they were excellent, but if you absolutely can't watch the whole entire 10 episodes, if you guys watch the first episode, you're fine, and then you jump to, I guess, episodes 7, 8, 9, or 8, 9, and 10, you'll be okay. Trust me, the in-between are a lot of back and forth searching. One thing leads to another, all that other fun stuff. It reveals a lot of who's working with who has what against somebody else, what is this person's connection to this character's, little subplots kind of unravel, and then they all kind of come together, especially with Colleen and Danny. They're kind of like fighting separately, and then they end up working their way together. She comes out from her, I'm not going to be doing this, but there's a good reason. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but that's pretty much it. Danny, in this whole thing, guys, manages to make a very serious, conscious decision after he begins to train again. Spoiler alert, just a little bit. Colleen starts to train him because something happens to Danny, and Danny has to relearn how to fight a different style or use a different technique to take on Davos, especially in the final epic battle. So it's through this training and stuff he kind of finds himself, and he comes to an honest decision that, hey, something needs to get done, or I have to do what's best for me, and he does do what's best for him. And someone benefits out of this, but this person who does benefit totally deserves it. But I don't know if they're going to be overwhelmed overall by what is been given or what the responsibility is given upon them. Gonna leave it at that. I can't say too much because if I do, I'm gonna totally ruin it for you. But it's someone very close to Danny. I'm gonna leave it at that. There's a couple of twists and turns in the I guess episode 6 or 7, guys, that sets up the final big battle showdown. People who you think were against Danny are now for him. The crazy psycho plays a very big part in this all. I'm telling you right now. Joy does too. Ward, he does. He kind of weaves here and there, like I said. Davos and I guess Danny, any loose ends kind of get tied up, but they kind of don't near the end. You learn more about their past, kind of like, Arrow style flashbacks, how he got the power, Danny, over Davos, and why there's resentment. Davos is a little past with his history with his mother. You kind of see a little bit of that, guys. I don't want to get too much detail because you got to follow it from the very beginning. It has a nice flow to it, Danny does, like I said, the smart thing. He does an honorable thing. He, does something with the Iron Fist, or chooses not to. I'm not going to ruin it because if I tell you, it's going to totally ruin it for you. But he does, he does so because he's putting himself first. Let's just say that, right? He doesn't feel too much of that guilt or that responsibility that he has to take on the mantle to do stuff. Because at the end of the day, like everybody always says, guys, the typical cliche, you can't save everybody, which is true. There's other people who can join in and help him out, which he kind of realizes. And at the same time, he might not be ready for the task at hand, but someone else, let's say, stepped in, and it's a very, I guess, satisfying end for season 2, guys, for Iron Fist. Overall, I would have to probably say this is slightly better than the first season. It's had its moments, trust me. There was like a good 2-3 episodes, like, what a waste of time. You've seen it before, all that other crap. Stuff with Colleen, phenomenal. I love that. I love the way it all ties in to her and Danny at the end of the day. Choices, very difficult choices to be made. Crazy scenes. Fight scenes in this are phenomenal, guys. Davos is a pretty good badass, or the antagonist. Some of the bad things I didn't like, guys, it's set just in Chinatown. If you guys were looking for him to travel A, B, and C and kind of deep, I guess, deeper into his past in different ways, no. the ending of the series, he kind of leans towards that, and it kind of sets up for season 3, which is a good direction, to tell you the truth. And of course, I love the fact that Ward has to deal with something and kind of like get serious and focused. You know, something in his life happens majorly. His sister kind of does a 360. They kind of slowly come close together, but they're not kind of close together. I'm just going to say that. But everybody's on their path, and a path in the right direction. But I know that they're setting something major in season 3, which is good, because I was a little worried. After season 1, you're kind of like, okay, it was good. I liked it. I didn't love it. I did. I'm going to tell you guys and go on the record that I did like Iron Fist better than Luke Cage. I'll tell you right now, hands down, and better than Jessica Jones season 2 and 1, even though 2 was a little bit better. I loved the fact that this worked because it was only 10 episodes. It wasn't 12 or 13 that it would stretch and go on and on. Didn't need to be. If this was only an 8-season Iron Fist, season 2, I would still be happy and satisfied because everything got covered. I'll tell you right now, the flow of the storyline is pretty good. You know, there was 1 or 2 episodes maybe of the whole entire run that was kind of iffy. But all the characters, all the players had their key roles to play in this. They progressed the storyline well. They all connected good. And like I'm telling you, you will get satisfied at the end of what happens. I was kind of happy. Happy for certain key players in his life. And you know what? You know, eventually things are going to all work out in the long run. But anyways, guys, overall, I loved season 2 of Iron Fist. I would recommend you guys checking it out. It's only 10 episodes. You can get it done in, at least, it took me 2.5 days. It dropped September 7th, which is a Friday. The King actually finished it on Sunday, and I'm doing my review today, which is a Monday. So, totally doable. You can watch it. It's not boring. If you love the ancient mystical arts and kung fu and karate and all that other stuff, Japanese or Chinese and all those different cultures mixed into one, it embosses or, takes on Chinatown, what Chinatown is, the triads. You got a little bit of mafia, guns, martial arts, storytelling, action, human emotional connections, big time. Heartbreaking moments for Danny and everybody around. Danny kind of took a little bit of the backseat, but he was a major, crucial part of this. And for particular characters or people that are very close and that he cares about in this, it really kind of moves the whole story ahead. So overall, go check the damn thing out. So anyways, guys, that's my amazing Iron Fist Season 2 review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You can check me out on, of course, the King Kansas Video Archives. Check out my other reviews there. You can also check me out on the Civil Canadians, my main home. Our new episode will be dropping tomorrow. Check out Scotty V's first unboxing video. We're going to be starting that. Check out the Civil Canadians. Like, share, subscribe here in the King Kansas Video Archives. And, of course, the Civil Canadians. So until next TV season review, be good, stay out of trouble, and don't forget, tune in to Civil Canadians for more content, and of course here on the King Kansas Video Archives. Follow me with Infinite 31 on my quest to lose even more and kind of maintain my healthy, structure or way of life. So until then, be good. Go watch Iron Fist. Highly recommend it. And don't forget, tune in to Civil Canadians this fall, this October 2nd. New content is coming your way. Take it easy.